Daily fail. End of cold calling sharks. Bosses of firms that plague households will be held personally liable and face fines of £500,000. Good. Liz, I wish I'd had a second baby and only child is more insular. What the, why is that in the, why is that at the front page? Bullshit. Aye. Crisis on campus. Poor mental health is biggest danger for students, warns university chief. Robinson jailed. EDL founder convicted for contempt of court. So now what they're trying to do here, they're trying to justify the criminal activity of the courts. Contempt of court. There was no contempt of court. He wasn't talking about anything that wasn't already out there in the news anyway. So this is just a bullshit to see how far they can get, and it's backfired on them because everyone's pissed off. No, I mean, Tommy Robinson's a dickhead as far as I'm concerned, but the criminal activity of the courts is more serious because that could affect you and me. Theresa May, the feminist. Piss off. She's a bloke. Fisk on Putin. Advantage Vladimir. A cookery book for every week of the year. A wild guide to Wales. Wales is a lovely place, by the way. And so are the people. Crunch time for cartoons on cereal boxes. Characters like Tony the Tiger, who used to have a black nose but now has got a blue nose, and that's the Mandela effect. The Honey Monster and the Milky Bar Kid should be banned from junk food, MPs warn. Members of paedophiles. Social media, TV ads and promotional tie-ins could also face curbs amid childhood obesity crisis. Jolly Green Giant could still be used to promote healthy vegetables. Yeah. The Times. Police to treat gangs like terror suspects. Well, then their police are terror suspects because they're just a gang. In fact, there was the Met Police put out an ad a couple of years back saying, think your gang's big, our gang's got 32,000 in it. Admitting they're a gang. Legal crackdown on videos that incite violence. I listened as my sister died in Grenfell. We've got a video coming out in a day or two about that as well. Nuisance call fines. Now, EDL founder jailed. Tommy Robinson, the far-right activist, has been jailed for contempt of court after ruling. Right, so they're actually publishing it now because the D notice has been lifted. Who gives the scum in Parliament or the courts the power to issue a D notice? Well, it's just to stop free speech. Anti-Brexit manifesto. A campaign for second referendum over Brexit exit. Right, so they're now going to push it for a second referendum, which I've been saying all along is what they do, because they don't like free speech, and they don't like it when you vote and you don't vote the way they want. So they're going to have a second referendum. Now, if they didn't fix the second referendum, which they will do, they will have a third referendum until you vote the way they want. There is no democracy, it's demonocracy. There is no free speech, it's all controlled. So, because you didn't vote the right way, you're going to get to vote again. And you're going to get to vote again, and again, and again, until you vote the way they want. Just like they did in Ireland. Voted against the Lisbon Treaty, have another vote. Voted against it again, have another vote. Voted for it, okay, we've got what we wanted now. That's what this is all about. Democracy is dead. It's been dead for a long time. There's never been democracy in the UK. It's always been an evil dictatorship. But now at least it's becoming more in your face and you can see it. But if you just sit there or even just vote the same shit. Doesn't matter, because eventually you will have to vote, or they will fix the vote so it goes the way they want it to. Division rules in Italy. Sorrel set to return. Sterling tattoo row. The Guardian. The problem with war films is that it glorifies war. Soros reveals urgent mission to secure second EU referendum, which we will fix. The total funding for the Open Society Foundation Pro-Europe campaign and organisation, £800,000. U-turn over anti-terror law used on migrants. And the picture of the man, who is now a woman, but it's blatantly obvious. Mirror, fighting for you. Piss off, lying shit. Lad 8 things, lad 8 things I really want to see before I go blind. Danny Dyer tells his girl she can have sex on Love Island. I don't believe that for a second. Brave victims vow, I'll stop taxi rapists from walking free. Woman will face war boys in prison hearing to block parole. So now it seems that you've got to be very careful here, because now it seems that even after you've done your time, you're still not going to get out. This is the New World Order for you. Metro. Women cops slaughtered in the street. Does it make a difference if it's a cop or if it's a civilian? Well, it would seem so. But apparently, you know, if 2 women are slaughtered, 2 women are slaughtered don't make no difference. Oh, it's cops. Oh, well, we'll put that in the headlines then. Express. Tax-free pension breaks to solve care crisis. Bullshit. There should be no tax. Tax is theft. Top secret. Bond is back, but only for a beer ad. End of cold call menace. At long last, huge fines to stamp out rogue firms. Yeah. Baby number 21 for Britain's biggest family. Well, at least they're doing their bit to try and keep the population going. Telegraph. Taxman ignores 4 million phone calls. If political correctness, which is a load of bullshit, shouldn't that be tax being or whatever? Problem has doubled in the space of a year as self-employed struggle to reach HMRC. Why would you want to reach them? Don't have anything to do with them. You shouldn't be paying tax anyway. Ranson, let OAPs donate fuel allowance to the NHS. Second serve, Serena is back dressed for success. Yes, the man is back in himself. Sad news for the eagle-eyed specs wearers, really are smarter. Star. 3 Lions practice penalty shock. Wish we'd thought of that. That's hilarious. Oh dear, oh dear. Dad's okay if I have sex on telly. I doubt that very much. Laughing in the face of the scum, I mean the law. Community service crims hit the beer. Now you'll notice the 3rd one may be open, but the first 2 cans don't look up. So that was that beer was probably given to them by the reporter who took the picture, without them realising they was going to make them look like idiots. Brewery travellers wrecking rampage. Financial Times. Car ownership drives Chinese emissions. Italy crisis spreads as central bank chief warns investor trust is fading. I've had no trust in you banks forever. Europe and US banks hit. Rome bond yields jump. Concern for interim government.